Well,
the Prime Minister and President.
Prime Minister Modi has very diplomatically said that India is upset with the escalation, meaning American attack on Iran's nuclear sites. Obviously, for good diplomatic reasons, he didn't want to name America, nor did he want to name Israel for constantly bombing. But it is clear that India is very much concerned, and India has good reasons to be concerned, about which we shall talk later.
So there is a information coming from MEA which says 1,713 Indian nationals have now been brought back to home from Iran. How would you look at this evacuation and the operation going on by India?
Well, I think we have to look at the big picture. The figure which you mentioned, 1,700 and odd, how does it compare with almost 10,000 of our people in Iran? So we have to get out, take out, another 8,300. Okay. Now let's also look at Israel. Let's not forget that we have got 36,000 of our people in Israel. And to the best of our knowledge, no evacuation has started. The other day, the Indian embassy put out a message saying that if you want to go back, get out of Israel, we shall assist you. No, that is not evacuation. We have done evacuation. I was there in 1990-91 when we got out of Iraq and Kuwait 176,000 of our nationals. We did not say, oh, if you want, get out, we shall help you. No. We gave a clear message to our people. We have arranged for evacuation, go to Amman. So government's instructions have to be clear cut. Let's see.
Donald Trump post again on social media says MEGA, make Iran great again. He says it is not politically correct to use the term regime change, but the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again.
Well, there is considerable confusion of thought in President Trump's mind and elsewhere, especially in the media. We have to make a distinction between regime collapse and regime change. Regime change happened in Iraq in 2003 when American troops were there on the ground. Saddam Hussein fell, was killed, and America with its troops in Iraq chose a set of Iraqis to form a government. That is regime change. Now, coming to Iran, that is not going to happen. Why? America as well as Israel dare not, I repeat the words, dare not send ground troops to Iran. Secondly, what is regime collapse? That is, the regime collapses and there is either anarchy or civil war. Now, that is most unlikely to happen in Iran because you must have seen huge demonstration in Tehran where President Pezeshkian also joined. In fact, what has happened is that, actually Ayatollah should send a thank you note to Netanyahu and to Trump because of their actions, the Iranian government, which was lacking in popular support, has regained popular support. So there is no question of any collapse. And having been in Iran 76 to 79, when the Shah fled, I can tell you there is no earthly possibility of his sons coming back.
The ongoing Iran conflict creates a new chapter of war. Between that, now United Nations Security Council holds emergency meet after Operation Midnight Hammer by the US. had issued worldwide caution alert for Americans across the world. How would you look at it?
Well, I don't expect the Security Council to be effective in any way because no resolution which is against or which is criticizing what Israel has done will be passed because America will veto it. Similarly, no resolution which criticizes Iran will be passed because Russia and China will veto it. But we must take note of the fact that Pakistan, China, and Russia have circulated a motion, draft motion, condemning American attack and calling for an immediate ceasefire. I don't expect that to be passed, but it's interesting. And what is more interesting is that, days after Pakistan's nominating President Trump for Nobel Peace Prize, Pakistan has condemned President Trump's attack on Iran.
Now Iran turns to Russia after US strike. How would you look at it? Putin also aid hints at nuke support in favor of Iran.
I have seen that ex, tweet put out by Medvedev. He is the deputy chief of Russian National Security Council, and he, as you will remember, was previously president. When Putin was prime minister. He said that some countries might give Iran nuclear warheads. He didn't specify which country. I consider it a very irresponsible and irrelevant statement. Nobody is going to, after who can give it? Only Russia and China. They are not going to do it. But I don't expect Russia and China to get militarily engaged, but there is a lot which President Putin can do diplomatically, and I take it that very soon President Putin will intervene diplomatically and do the best he can for a ceasefire. Israel will be compelled to stop its aggression.
Last question, sir. Now, after US strikes, Iran plans to close oil corridor Strait of Hormuz.
Well, it has not yet closed it. What has happened is that the Iranian parliament has passed a resolution saying that the Strait of Hormuz should be closed. But the final decision rests with Ayatollah Khamenei. Now, we do not know when or whether he will take that decision because it can just be a threat. It can also be the case that Iran might close it for a limited period of time. Because what Iran wants to do is to do whatever it can do militarily, diplomatically, and economically to compel Israel to declare a ceasefire, that is, stop its aggression against Iran. But if the Strait of Hormuz is closed, India and other oil importing countries will suffer considerably. If it is closed for a while, oil prices will shoot up, India's GDP growth will come down, and even our trade, because how is the trade moving? Seaborne trade through the Red Sea to even that is being affected. So it's a serious matter.